Hello, my friends. Welcome once again to Faith Walk 101. We are so glad that you could join us. In the book of Genesis, chapter 6 and verse 5, the Bible reads, Then the Lord he saw that the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and the inclination of the thoughts of his heart was altogether evil. When? All the time. The evil thoughts in man's heart was happening all the time. Does that sound familiar? Here we are thousands of years later, and what's happening in our world? So because of sinfulness of humanity has reached the peak, it had reached the peak back then, God had an intervention program, and we know what that was. It was the flood. Look what we're doing to ourselves today, my friends. And there is no man-made program that can slow the wicked behavior of a deprived mind that's happening right now. It's happening in our world. It's happening in our world today. Back then, God floods the earth. This should be a reminder of the judgment that awaits those who persist in living in rebellion against our Creator. I'm not trying to scare you. I just want to tell you the truth. There is a judgment that's coming, and people, they mock God because it hasn't happened. But you know, we serve a loving God who does not want anyone to perish. He is giving everyone the opportunity to come to Him. But in 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 4, the Bible tells us why God's judgment is coming on this earth and who He is protecting. So there's a judgment that's coming, and there will be those who will be protected. Now, make no mistake about it. I'm not saying that Christians will not experience persecution, because sometimes we mistake and say that we're never going to experience any trouble, any problems, any persecution, but the Bible does not teach that, okay? But what we have is eternal life with our Lord Jesus. But persecution, trouble is coming, but we are protected. Protected from what? We will be with Him. And as ambassadors of Christ, we are representing a place that we're going to. And this is the mission that God has given us. But what we have in Genesis is an example of what is going to happen in our world next. My friend, God is not playing. He's not playing with this world. He will not be mocked. He will not be mocked. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. My friends, there is coming a judgment on this world. We're going to talk about that in the next lesson. And we're going to talk about a promise that God made back in Genesis on why the earth would not be flooded. I know that we're living in a world that changes definitions and meanings of things, but you're going to find out that there is something that people are celebrating today that really has the wrong meaning behind it. And we want to look at the biblical explanation of it. But my friends, do not think that God is playing. He is not mocked. There is coming a judgment. No one is trying to scare you, okay? Because that is not what God uses. But what's the purpose in the judgment? It's to wipe out sin. We're going to live in a world where sin is eradicated. It cannot be in the same place where God is. Isn't that wonderful? I look forward to that day. Continue to join us on Faith Walk 101 as we talk more about these things. Thank you.